This is the new Kia EV6 or facelifted Kia EV6 that was launched a few days ago, and we are here at the Kia plant to test drive this for the first time for our audience. Before that, welcome to Car and Bike. My name is Girish Karkera. If you haven't subscribed to Car and Bike channel, please do so, and don't forget to hit the bell notification icon so that you don't miss out on any of our videos. This car has undergone a refresh both in terms of design and more importantly in terms of the battery size. From a 77 kilowatt hour, it has now gone on to 84, which has increased the range to around 650 kilometers, which is claimed by the manufacturer. Of course, real world figure will be different. So let us look at what all the new Kia EV6 offers. Now, there are several design changes on the Kia EV6 which has been done with the facelift, as you can see right there. Especially at the front, it gets new headlamps, which is the major difference here. A new triangular headlight design, which is complemented by eyebrow style LED DRLs. Other exterior changes can be seen on the side, where you can see new 19-inch alloy wheels, the revised front grille and an updated GT line specific front bumper. As you know, it is now only in the GT line all-wheel drive spec. The overall silhouette hasn't changed much, but if you go to the rear is where you will notice that the tail lamps is now a slightly different design, pretty similar to the previous one, but slight changes. Same thing with the bumpers, which is markedly different than the previous car. It has more design elements, looks a little bit more busier, complete with the EV6 badging and the GT line badging, along with the new Kia logo in the center, which is all there in the part of the hatch. At the rear is the charging port. Power opening as well as closing remains the same CCS2 type. The hatch is also powered and the boot space remains the same as before. It's quite cavernous, you have a lot of space here. Importantly, it's also a sort of flat loading area, so you don't have to lift and keep things down, you can just pull them out. Other bits at the rear include a manual override. In case this power flap doesn't open, you can just access it from the rear and manually open the charging flap. You can also fold the rear seat through some levers on the side here, as well as there is a parcel tray that can be engaged when needed. Same as the exterior design, where there are some carryover bits as well as some new bits. Ditto has been done at the interiors. If you see, the cabin has been refreshed with a new steering wheel. It is a new design, 3-spoke one with switches. Not everything has gone touch yet. Buttons for ADAS, telephone and music. Also, there is a switch for changing the drive modes from eco to sport and normal. The steering wheel stocks remain more or less the same. Also, what doesn't change is the curved display on the dashboard, which are two 12.3-inch screens fused into one single unit. The center console remains an elaborate piece. Charger, wireless phone charger, switches for 360-degree camera, apart from the driving gear changer and the start-stop button for the engine. There are also switches for seat ventilation. In terms of space, there are a lot of storage areas. As you can see, even there's one big one under the center console, on the doors, and generally this car is a spacious, practical place to be in. Also updated is the Meridian system, a new unit, one of the best that you can find out there. Not as many changes at the rear though. However, you do get nice plush seats, good enough for 3 passengers. It's well cushioned, it's well angled. It gets a rear recliner and a flat floor, which makes it easier for the center passenger. Not much in terms of storage spaces beyond the bare basics, which is cup holders in the center armrest and bottle holder on the doors. There is USB charging port at the rear of the front seats for 2 passengers. As before, the Kia EV6 also comes with the vehicle to load function, which allows it to charge external devices. And there are reading lights specifically for the rear seat. Air vents remain at the B pillar as before. Interesting to note, There is no rear panoramic sunroof as such. Frankly, we don't see a problem with that. The most obvious difference from a driver's point of view is, of course, the steering wheel and the curved display that is there in front of you. You have two 12.3-inch screens right there, and the steering wheel has now moved to a 3-spoke one. It looks different, and the Kia logo is now off-center. It's more on the right side. Just like the sporty silhouette of an EV6, the performance of this car is now pretty well established. They've increased the battery size from 77 kilowatt hour to 84 kilowatt hour. So it's become a little heavier, but frankly, you don't notice it while driving the car. Now, the previous EV6 came with all-wheel drive as well as rear-wheel drive engine configuration. So now you have two permanent synchronous motors, one in the front axle, one on the rear axle, and together they make around 320 brake horsepower and 605 Newton meters of torque. And you can really experience the torque when you floor the throttle. Now, by the virtue of this being an all-wheel drive, 0 to 100 can be dispatched in 5.3 seconds. The EV6 continues to get different driving modes. So you have Eco, you have Sport, you have Normal, also have a Snow mode, and you can also have a customized one for yourself. They call it My Drive. The steering feels light and gets progressively heavier as you build up speed, which is a fantastic thing for a car that can do the kind of speeds or the kind of acceleration that the EV6 is capable of. Top speed, we reckon, would be close to 200 kilometers per hour, and it feels relatively stable with its really low center of gravity. So ride is a bit on the stiffer side, I would say, which is okay for a car that you can enjoy with driving fast. I'm also interested in how quiet the cabin feels. Generally, there's a distant hum that you can hear from the electric engine, but overall it's quite quiet inside, including very less tire noise. When you floor it, however, there's a fair bit of noise that enters the cabin, and it may be good, some may like it, some may not like it, because it is not like a throaty exhaust note, but more like a machine squealing in the distance. From a driver's point of view, overall visibility is great. Right at the front, even the mirrors pretty large, both sides. Rear visibility also not much of a challenge, although the rear hatch window is pretty small, but this has a 360-degree camera. It has all the ADAS features that you would want for them. In fact, they've added more ADAS features into this, 5 more. You can read about them on carandbike.com. The EV6 becomes an even more enchanting buy. It still looks like $1 million. It remains fast, and it has many more features that will make life easier for its owners. More importantly, it will also help them make a statement. Definitely a unique choice in the EV segment.